Meta beats Q2 earnings estimates. Meta reported second quarter financial results after the market closed on Wednesday. Here's a rundown of that report. Meta reported second quarter revenue of $47.52 billion, beating analyst estimates of $44.58 billion. That's according to Benzinga Pro. The company reported second quarter earnings of $7.14 per share, beating analyst estimates of $5.79 per share. Oh my God. What just a big beat there. Total revenue was up 22% on a year-over-year basis. Family daily active people climbed 6% year-over-year to 3.48 billion, and ad impressions jumped 11% year-over-year. And average price per ad increased by 9% year-over-year. So just absolutely blowing it out there. Operating margins totaled 43%, which is up 38% in the prior quarter. Costs and expenses came in at $27 billion, which is up 12% year over year. We would expect that with the AI move. Capital expenditures, including principal payments on finance leases, came in at $17 billion. Meta noted its headcount was up 7% year over year to 76,000, just about, as of June 30th. Meta generated $25.56 billion in cash flow from operations and $8.55 billion in free cash flow during the quarter. The company ended the quarter with $47.07 billion in cash and cash equivalent and marketable securities. Quote, "We've had a strong quarter, both in terms of our business and community. I'm excited to build personal superintelligence for everyone in the world." Superintelligence, a new mention there. And that came from Zuckerberg. The guidance here: Meta expects third quarter revenue to be in the range of $47.5 billion to $50.5 billion versus the estimate of $45 billion. So in addition to the huge beat, actually got a huge guidance boost there. And that explains why the stock is just absolutely popping here today. Let's see. Let me go back. I lost my place there. Sorry about that. Meta expects full year 2025 expenses to be in the range of $114 to $118 billion. The company anticipates full year capital expenditures of $66 to $72 billion. Quote, "While we are not providing an outlook for fourth quarter revenue, we would expect our year over year growth rate in the fourth quarter for 2025 to be slower than the third quarter as we lap a period of stronger growth in the fourth quarter of 2024. Meta's management team also had the conference call, and that continued to trade up from there. So Meta, just a huge beat here. Let me see if I can go back there. All right. So here's where this is the craziest part about this entire thing. The chart basically had this rolling over and retesting a pretty key support area. We were testing the trend line. And for those of you that are here every day, you've seen how these trend lines have really, really come into play, whether it be a trend line break or a trend line support or something like that. We were getting that again here. And that trend line just so happened to line up pretty well with the 50-day moving average. And today, well, plus 80 points. We are up here 775. This is going to be a new all-time high. We are breaking above this. Giddy up. This is just an absolutely huge report. And the RSI was kind of in the middle of the channel. So my thought here is that this might actually continue for a little bit. Maybe we get a little profit taking here on Meta, especially in the morning. But this run, after a quality report like that, you can see some more legs to this run. So really, really just a blowout report. Meta holding higher by 11.5% here this morning, up 80 points. And look at the chart. We came off this really important area here. So just a huge, huge move. Now, let's see if the chart is going to cooperate and give us the Microsoft chart to start with. Indeed, it is. Look at this move on Microsoft. The huge gap up from April 30th. I believe this was their last earnings, and this thing has just been melting up, staying above the 20-day moving average all the way to the highs here. You would think to yourself, well, this kind of ran into earnings, so maybe this pulled back. No, it didn't. Microsoft plus 8.23% year today. Again, option buyers winning this print as we continue to pop the highs. Stock is at 555. I have to readjust my chart. I didn't even have enough upside movement here. Here you go. Here is 555.50. If 5 is your lucky number, take a drink or go buy a lottery ticket or something. Huge pop here on Microsoft. Now, let's dive into the actual report here itself. It reported fourth quarter financial results after the close, and they reported revenue of $76.44 billion, which was up 17% year over year. The total revenue beat a street consensus of $73.8 billion, according to data from Benzinga Pro. The company reported fourth quarter earnings per share of $3.65, beating street consensus of $3.37. They reported revenue by segment. Productivity and business processes, $33.1 billion. That's plus 16% year over year. Intelligent cloud, $29.9 billion, plus 26% year over year. And more personal computing, $13.5 billion. That was plus 9% year over year. Immediate takeaway from the Microsoft print here and the cloud computing beat and numbers that they posted here. That absolutely should be good for Amazon and Amazon Web Services, which we get here tonight. So just a monster report here. I definitely want to see how Microsoft trades here today. But again, Amazon was up on the back of this report. No surprise there. The company reported that Microsoft 365 commercial cloud revenue increased 18% year over year. Microsoft 365 consumer cloud revenue was up 20% year over year in the quarter. With the intelligent cloud segment, revenue from Azure and cloud services increased by 39% year over year. Just absolute monster numbers. Good morning, Mayhem. Microsoft, as he's saying here, Microsoft's cloud growth, very, very impressive. Google's cloud growth and investment also encouraging for Amazon. So probably expecting some numbers out there. We'll see if that gets priced in today's session. Xbox content and services revenue was up 13% year over year in the quarter. Overall, cloud revenue was $46.7 billion in the quarter, representing a 27% year over year increase across various segments. The company's full fiscal year revenue was at $281.7 billion. That's up 15% year over year. And full year earnings per share were $13.64. That's up 16% year over year. Quote, cloud and AI is the driving force of business transformation across every industry and sector, end quote. That comes from Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, who goes on to say, we're innovating across the tech stack to help customers adapt and grow in this new era. Nadella said Azure surpassed $75 billion revenue milestone for the full fiscal year, representing a 34% year over year increase. The company will provide an update. It did on its earnings call. I'm sorry, I keep reading that. Just monster here for Microsoft. Monster move for Microsoft. Again, I want to see if any of this gets priced in for Amazon here today. I want to see where Microsoft goes. Mayhem, I can't wait to see if we jump any of these call walls and go higher. Should give us an idea of where that range might be.